This episode is something a little different. Usually, I bring you stories from a single grave, cemetery or squadron. But today, we're taking a step back and standing in front of a monument, Morecambe War Memorial in Lancashire. Here, carved onto stone, are the names of those who never came home. And behind each name is a life lived and a story cut short. The memorial itself was unveiled in 1921, standing tall on the promenade overlooking the bay. Originally built to honour the fallen of the First World War, it wouldn't be long before it stood to remember those lost in a second global conflict a generation later. It's been a silent witness to generations of remembrance, a place where families gather to honour those lost in war, whether laid to rest overseas or never recovered at all. Today, we'll uncover 3 stories from this monument, 3 names, 3 men, each different in time, rank and war, but all bound by sacrifice. This is a story behind the names at Morecambe War Memorial. Alexander Horne was born in Liverpool in 1894, the son of William and Annie Horne. He later moved to Morecambe and worked as a clerk. In November 1914, he enlisted in the army, answering the call like thousands of others. A year later, he landed in France with the 20th Battalion, King's Liverpool Regiment. The battalion spent the months ahead training, holding trench lines, and enduring the cold monotony of static warfare. Then came July 1916, the Somme. On the 30th of July, Alexander's battalion took part in an assault on Guillemont. At 4:45 a.m, the whistles blew and the men advanced into a landscape shattered by artillery craters, broken trenches and endless barbed wire. Communication was sparse. German positions poorly mapped. The attack made some gains, but at a devastating cost. Over 350 men from the battalion were killed, wounded or missing. Among the missing was Private Alexander Horne. He was just 22 years old. His body was never recovered. His name is inscribed on the Feetval Memorial to the missing. And perhaps that's where the importance of war memorials like Morecambe's come into focus. For those like Alexander, with no grave, no headstone, memorials were the only place a family could grieve. These names aren't just carved in stone, they're carved into memory. Thomas Armistead was born in Morecambe in 1901, the son of Thomas and Eleanor Armistead. Before the war, he worked at Lancashire Silk Works, but when duty called, he joined the King's Own Royal Regiment. A pre-war soldier, Thomas was already in uniform when war broke out. He rose to the rank of sergeant in the 5th Battalion, a territorial army unit that was mobilised for full-time service in 1939. In April 1940, the battalion landed in France as part of the British Expeditionary Force. What followed was chaos. As Germany launched its blitzkrieg across Western Europe, Thomas and his comrades found themselves in a desperate retreat, bombarded by aircraft, outflanked on the ground. They fell back to the beaches around Dunkirk, helping form the defensive perimeter for the evacuation effort known as Operation Dynamo. During these final harrowing days, Sergeant Herbert took up position in a building. A German shell struck. He was killed instantly. He was just 31 years old. Today, he lies at rest at Malo-les-Bains communal cemetery. His family chose the inscription, "At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them." Herbert Vincent Walmsley was born in Morecambe in 1922, the son of Thomas and Martha Ann Walmsley. Like many young men of his generation, he turned to the skies, joining the Royal Air Force during the Second World War. Herbert trained as a flight engineer, the critical crew member who monitored engines, fuel and mechanical systems, keeping the aircraft airborne through flak, frost and fire. He joined 106 Squadron, a heavy bomber unit flying Lancasters from RAF Metheringham. On the night of the 2nd of January 1944, at 5 minutes past midnight, Herbert and his crew lifted off in Lancaster JB 645. They were one of 421 aircraft dispatched to bomb Berlin. They never returned. Somewhere over Germany, they were shot down. All 7 crew members perished. Herbert was just 21 years old. He now lies with his comrades at Berlin War Cemetery. His family chose the inscription, "Most Sacred Heart of Jesus, have mercy on him. R.I.P." In a war of machines, he was a human heart, beating steady through the dark. 3 men, 3 different wars, 3 names on 1 monument. Private Alexander Horn, Sergeant Thomas Armistead, Sergeant Herbert Vincent Walmsley. Their stories echo through time, from the mud of the Somme, the sands of Dunkirk, and the night skies above Berlin. And they are remembered here by you. If this story moved you, please consider subscribing or leaving a comment. Do you have a name on a local war memorial you'd like to know more about? Let me know below, because the stones may be still, but the stories are not, lest we forget. If you like listening to the stories of the history of those who came before, then please give the video a like and subscribe to keep updated about future videos of the history of those who came before.